What's this? A new episode? What's that? New art? Hey Jojo, you back? Yep, let's go. Any copyrighted material is used under fair use for commentary and criticism. The purpose of the OC Court of Justice is to learn about character development and is in no way meant to promote harassing the artists mentioned. Please do not spam or harass any of the following artists. Thank you. Before the video even started, you knew there was something different, didn't you? If you don't remember from earlier updates, this is a court case for two characters. These two characters actually have a lot in common, and they pass through the filter, which most of you guys are in favor of. Yeah, these OCs are like 10 years old. That's so old! How old was the artist when they drew this? My art 10 years ago looked like shit! Your face is stupid. Moving on. Today in court, we have Akeginu by AFO 2006 and Hani by Mongrel Marie. These Naruto OCs will be evaluated, and one will be crowned as the superior design. That one gets an automatic pass. The other one will then be declared guilty for their crimes, or not guilty, and will get a pass too. What Akeginu and Hani have in common is that they're both Naruto characters that use their sexuality and poison in some form to fight. Let's start with Akeginu. Akeginu is a 29-year-old Jounin ninja. She possesses a very rare Kekkei Genkai. A Kekkei Genkai is like your ultimate ninja ability, and it can only be inherited from someone who has it. Akeginu's Kekkei Genkai transforms her breath into poison when she is sexually aroused. This poison also affects her bodily fluids, like her saliva, her sweat, and I'm sure other things. In order to make use of her Kekkei Genkai, she was taught to find pleasure in even pain. Did someone order the sadomasochist ninja? When it comes to fighting women, she can't use her special ability. She uses a tanto instead. Why can't she use her Kekkei Genkai though? If she can learn to love pain, you'd think she could learn to be aroused by titties to some extent. Heck, give me a couple white Russians and tell me that my friends' lives depend on me being aroused, and I could go lesbo for like a minute. But that's why you practice. Akeginu is also very lonely. This is because of her Kekkei Genkai. As her bio says, one passionate kiss can kill the recipient. This means that people like Akeginu can never enjoy having sex with someone they care about. If they want to have children, perhaps their spouse has to pork them while they're asleep? Or the child has to be conceived through other unsavory means, presumably with someone the ability holder doesn't like. That spells out a pretty grim future for anybody who wants to have a family, or just a relationship. Akeginu used to attend the Ninja Academy with Kakashi. She has feelings for him and still does now, but nothing has come of that thus far. She resides in the Fire Country, or at least that's what I understand from her bio, and she is the sensei of 3 other OCs. One of them is listed as Yakumo Kurama, but I think that's a misspelling and his name is actually Yakumo Kagura, because Yakumo Kagura is another OC by the same artist, and in his bio it says his sensei is Akeginu. Yakumo Kurama is an actual Naruto character. Anyways, they have a very good relationship, and Akeginu sees them as her own children. Akeginu's personality is erotic, vain, stealthy, elegant, feminine, and dangerous. She likes oysters, shrimp, and strawberry cake. She dislikes ice cream and red meat. I'm fond of her personality stats. I don't usually see sexy characters with honest personality flaws. A flaw to them is usually like, cares too much. Oh, my OC Chi-Chi cares too much. That's not a real flaw. Not unless it provides a real obstacle for them to overcome. But I digress. For this character, vain is a great personality trait to balance out other positive aspects of her character. She's all about her beauty. Her special ability depends on her beauty. People recognize her for her beauty. Of course you'd have to be vain. Her being elegant ties well with her liking more fancy foods like oysters and shrimp, and petite, cute little desserts like strawberry cake. Her catchphrase is, "We kunoichis must be dangerous and beautiful," which is at least true for herself. She also likes to act, dance, and go to the pub. I think Akeginu's design, visual and contextual, is very solid and complete, with little to no inconsistencies. I also think her character works well within the Naruto universe. Let's talk about Hani. Hani actually has a lot more to her background. From comics to fanfiction to related characters with detailed profiles. I'm going to try to condense this information though, so let's get to it. Hani is a 27-year-old special Jonin ninja. I'm going to pull some of her background from her older bio because her newer one doesn't include too much of her background. If there's any conflicting information between her bios, her newer bio will take precedence. People of her clan are known as Willow Warriors, and they specialize in seduction. Their Kekai Genkai targets men, so of course when it comes to women, Willow Warriors have a similar issue as Akeginu does. To remedy this, they just try to be charming and cunning to women targets. A Willow Warrior is trained throughout childhood to become used to poison and build up an immunity to most poisons. One of Hani's abilities, Poison Fog, puts this training to use. Am I the only one who finds it weird these children are being prepped to eventually seduce and kill people? Like, how do you approach your child knowing this? Oh, Tabitha, soon one day you'll be fucking and killing people and I'll be crying because I'll realize that you've grown up so fast. I mean, if your Kekai Genkai is most effective with this prepping, I guess you have to train for it as soon as possible, but it still just feels weird. Willow Warriors are taught to entertain, singing, acting, dancing, and at 15 they're finally taught the art of seduction. Hani's mother actually starts training her daughter in seduction 4 years earlier than what is acceptable in the clan. That means she's 11 when she began. Finally, Hani's Kekai Genkai is called Royal Jelly. When activated, the user secretes a seductive pheromone through her sweat glands, charming the target. This has no effect on any woman, but the bio said earlier that Willow Warriors will charm women anyway even though their Kekai Genkai doesn't work on them, so If they have trained to charm someone without needing their Kekai Genkai, then what is the use of their Kekai Genkai? I mean, charming a straight woman would be harder than charming a straight man, so if you can already charm straight women, you don't really need to use your Kekai Genkai to charm the straight men. Hani's personality traits are also fair. She's confident and smart, but she's also arrogant and selfish. Once again, someone whose core lifestyle is around being attractive and using that to manipulate people is going to be at least a bit vain and arrogant. And her mother's nuts. Some of that probably rubbed off on her. She's dead now though, but not really. Hani's honey is Guy, aka the Asian Jolly Green Giant. Guy is optimistic and also confident himself. He's a real good guy. Excuse me. I'm not sure what he would realistically think of Hani. She's arrogant and selfish, but if she's with the good guys, I suppose she can't be that bad. And Guy is the type of person I think would like a confident woman. However, it's said that people wonder if Hani takes more after her grandmother, reasonable and nice, or her mother, but fucking crazy. Even Hani's grandmother admits that her daughter was cruel and explains that she sees men as her playthings, seducing them and killing them. Oh hey look guys, it's time now for our favorite game. Is that necrophilia? Yes it is. But it's okay, because no one's giving her excuses for her behavior. Where did you go wrong when raising her? The flaws I find with Hani's design is that there's conflicting information of how she deals with female targets. Are they an obstacle? Are they not? If her Kekai Genkai only affects men, then how useful is she? Should she be a special Jonin? Also, despite being a special Jonin, she'll deliberately dress in an impractical way to make a statement that she doesn't care about being practical. That fits her personality, but would someone her rank really do that? Is she ever actually fighting? Because I'd love to know how that'd go over with big balls dangling on her neck and platformer heels. I suppose if Tsunade, someone with a drinking and gambling problem, whose fans question if she's even a proper ninja, can become Hokage, then Hani's problems could be forgiven too, and her rank as a special Jonin isn't completely unreasonable. Alright, time for the showdown. Which Naruto fan original character, in my opinion, has the better design? Akeginu, while not as extensive in her background as Hani, is well-rounded and interesting. Even her author cites that she could easily fit into the Naruto canon, and I agree that she does. She has an attraction to Kakashi, but her interactions with canonical characters isn't very invasive. Her character, while fun and beautiful, is also very tragic, but not in the typical way that a lot of these OCs try to be tragic. Her greatest power is also her greatest enemy in some ways. It secludes her, but it also empowers her. It's a genuine flaw, and she has other genuine flaws in her personality. She also has consistent personality traits. Her visual design is great. It conveys her personality while also keeping her looking like a legit Naruto character. Her Kekai Genkai targets men, and so she must rely on pure combat skill in order to subdue women. This is a bit of a disadvantage, so her being ranked as just a Jonin instead of a special Jonin seems fair. Hani has an intricate, well-thought-out background. Her visual design tends to lean a bit more on your average female Naruto OC, but the author makes it a point to make Hani's sexuality a core part of her fighting style instead of just being a device for popularity in the fandom. Her faults also reflect her training to be a seductive killer. I haven't read all of the comics, so I don't know if her faults are truly seen in her character, but we'll assume that they are. However, her faults, while needed for a balanced character, may also be insensible for someone her rank, a special Jonin. She verges on being overpowered. I've come to a decision. Between Akeginu and Hani Hachi, I feel the character with the better overall design is Akeginu. I love her design. Her concept and visuals were made thoughtfully. I think she pulls off being a very sexual character without using that aspect of her character as a crutch to distract from underdevelopment and to make the audience interested in her. Very well done. What does this mean for Hani? Well, sorry girl, you're going on trial. Hani Hachi by Mongrel Marie. For your inconsistency with whether or not your Kekai Genkai only being able to affect men is or isn't a problem, and for someone said to be a special Jonin but deliberately making impractical choices, you have been charged with self-contradicting. Hani Hachi, you have been found not guilty. While I find Akeginu's design to be better, I don't think that the flaws in Hani's design deserve her to be sent to OC jail. You can tell that a lot of effort went into making Hani's character, and in the end, I don't feel that there's anything about Hani's design that doesn't fit in with the Naruto universe. The character I could most relate her to is Tsunade. She's got a lot of sex appeal, and is in a high position of power despite battling drinking and gambling problems. Whether or not she solved those issues before becoming Hokage, I don't know. Point being, Hani has her problems, but overall, she's good. How did you guys like this Versus episode? Would you want to see something like this again? And hey! Happy 8,000 subscriber milestone! I know the wait for a new episode has been long, but I appreciate you guys still being here, and all of you new guys. I welcome you with open arms, my newbies. Thank you so much. I can't believe we're here, but we are. That's so awesome. Stay tuned for new episodes and hopefully some content on my game. We'll be seeing you next time. Bye!